Hello Milky fans, Milk still here with you for another Idle Heroes video. This is going to be a very quick debrief of the live stream that's just happened for the 100 or so of you that tuned in. Thank you, and I'm sorry that it wasn't what you expected. Certainly wasn't what I was expected. It was, for those people that missed out, you didn't really miss out on anything. I shouldn't say you missed out. You probably dodged a bullet. This is no offense to the guys at DH. It was just a weird event. So it went for about an hour and a half. And in that hour and a half, there was probably maybe 15, 20 minutes of waiting up front. And then they had some technical difficulties in the middle where they couldn't stream anymore. And that was about 10 to 15 minutes. Then they played another 10 to 15 video at the start. And another video at the end, or in the middle, I should say. And then they played some games that none of us could win. It was only for Chinese players. And then they played some other games where to draw out some prizes. And I think it was completely rigged. I think it was already preloaded, where we were gonna all get prizes already. So all in all, it wasn't. There was nothing new that they said that was essential to this game, but for those of you that did miss out and you want to know what happened in detail, I'm going to go through now the key sort of cliff notes from that live stream. The first thing they did was they went through a bunch of stats, and our friend Jimmy Bear here, he already had those stats. I don't know how he got them already, but they basically talked about the stats. And I don't know if this is both Android, iOS, and TapTap. That wasn't clear to me, and the translator didn't know, but so take it for what it is. But Idle Heroes... So these stats are as of October 2020, right? So pretty recent, pretty current. The number of total, the heroic scrolls used, 1.65 billion, which is heaps. How much is that worth in like money? It's probably worth $1 billion. Total number of profit orbs used, 600 million. The number of players that check in. So when they explained this, it was the number of players that logged in for at least 5 minutes every day, they were saying. It was about 61,660 players. That feels like a lot. And so I think that's across all three platforms. Because if I look at my Android statistics on Galaxy, and it actually tells us basically how many players there are. And here it says it's about 40,000 players. Somewhere between 30 and 40,000 players. So it can't be the total universe, right? I don't know, but that's just Samsung, right? So it could be maybe the entire Android universe is 61,660. So take it for what it is. The numbers presented. So they said the most used PvP players were Carry, Garuda, and Belrain, which is kind of surprising because I'm seeing a lot of Drakes and Belrain, but then not Belrain, Drakes and Russells. But then you kind of got to realize those are light dark heroes and probably harder to get. So it makes sense. A lot more people have Garuda and a lot more people have Belrain, and they're using more of those two heroes in their lineup. Most altered hero is actually Ice Blink, which most altered 5-star hero is Ice Blink. And I don't know why people are altering 5-star heroes. That just makes no sense. So these must be all the new players that have absolutely no idea how good he is. Because if you've ever started this game again, right now you obviously get Ice Blink at a certain point in your journey as you level up. And people are probably saying, you know what, he's useless. I'm going to 5-star him. I'm going to get the Altar Stones to get a much better hero. So like, I'm just surprised people even alter 5-star heroes. So the number of people, the next three numbers are kind of interesting, or the next two. So the number of people that have cleared all 6 factions of Fieldland, 203 players. That's not a lot. That's not surprising when you think about it, because you need a lot of different heroes from a lot of different factions to clear it. So 203 doesn't surprise me. Number of people that have cleared Tower, it's a lot now, so it's 5,760. And then the number of people that have cleared Aspen Dungeons, only 265, which is a lot more than 6 factions of Sealand, which is surprising, and it isn't, because to clear Aspen, you only really need ticks, admittedly with a fully upgraded dildo, as well as a Sherlock, which most people have gotten. So I think come 2 weeks' time, when everyone gets their ticks copies, I think a lot more people are going to be clearing Aspen Dungeon 100. And certainly, I think a lot more people hopefully are going to be clearing Sealand as well, because you only need 5 AB Tixes and 1 E5 Horrors to clear Sealand 20. So that's what they talked about in the first part of the session. In the second part of the session, they got this guy out. This guy is like a graphic designer. So the CGI that you see, the videos, the cartoons, this guy works on. And he was talking about how they're working on new art for the heroes. So he showed a bunch of 3-star heroes and what the new art was going to be. And you can kind of see it here, this fuzzy picture. It's not great, but I'm kind of like, you know, if I was the CEO, I could spend $1 on a programmer who could do more like enhancements and different game modes, or I can spend like $1 on this guy who does new graphics. I'm like, the new graphics honestly don't make that much of a difference to me. Anyway, after that, we talked about new heroes. So the new hero will be a Fortress Ranger. He looks quite cool. Hopefully he's good. If he's good, then I'm very tempted to place one of my Sherlocks with Inosuke, who's obviously a Japanese samurai. So he looks pretty good. Don't know what his special features are, because the translator couldn't. It was a challenge to translate the Chinese to English, especially because she hasn't played the game. So it's a ranger. It's not an assassin. That's the main thing. Rangers are pretty powerful, so he's going to be pretty powerful. Probably very useful, a replacement for Penny. I'm going to put my hand up and say replacement for Penny, and probably going to be very useful at Aspen. The new void or hero to be transcended is Queen, and her name will be, the literal translation of her Chinese name is Herrera, and she will, from what the translator told me, she will target the hero with the highest HP, which is critical and important. Like the assassins, the fact that they target the heroes with lowest HPs is useless to me, because people right now, they're just, you know, it's not the weakest hero that is the problem, because obviously assassins kill them, and everyone's setting carries or whoever to be the weakest hero with the A and B, and they're just super hard to kill. You want the hero of the highest HP to die, and so the fact that Queen targets the highest HP hero is a big deal. The other thing the translator mentioned was that Queen, or Transcended Queen, will have guards around her, and that when people attack, her guards will attack the heroes that attacked her. And apparently, and this is all from the translator, I don't know how true this is, so take it for what it's worth. The more heroes you have alive, the more powerful Queen is. So those were the 3 tidbits I got from the translator when she talked about Queen. Don't know how much of that will come across, but that's what the translator said. Then which is what we're going to get to the events, which is what you're all probably hanging out for, right? So they talked about 3 key events. Halloween, we already all know about. So they talked about at the event. So the top of the screen here, the top left, is what they talked about in Chinese, which none of us understand. But then pretty much straight after, they just gave us the English version of that. And so 10:30, it's going to be Halloween. We know that's coming. And so it says here it's going to be Heroic Summon event for the new Ranger. That's fine. And it looks like you're going to be able to get Halloween candy, and you're going to be exchange it for gold, spirit, heroic summon scrolls, and glorious relics, which is great. And then there's a whole bunch of other stuff, which well, I'm sure they'll work out and tell us how to get next week, or like when the leaks come out. Then 11th of the 20th is Thanksgiving, and that'll be Imp's Adventure, and we're going to get bonuses for doing that. So if you haven't bought the $50 pack this week, I would almost wait until Halloween, Thanksgiving, and Black Friday, because those are major spend events, and you're going to get much better deals, I think, then. So I would not buy the $50 pack this week on that basis. Black Friday, I think you're all hanging out for it. It says here there'll be Heroic Summons event, right? So if it's going to be Heroic Summons event, then there's no point in saving scrolls. Unless Heroic Black Friday is a 2-week event, which I don't think it will be. It doesn't say it's a 2-week event, right? So if it's not a 2-week event, then if you've been saving your scrolls for Black Friday, there's just no point now. You should be saving, like, the toss-up is between, should you do Heroic Summons for Halloween event? Should you do Heroic Summons for Black Friday? Or should you do Heroic Summons for Christmas? Because now scrolls, the thing that no one has been worrying about is the shortage. It's the thing that no one has, and everyone's scrambling to get it, right? So that's the only thing, the dilemma now, and I don't know what the right answer is, right? What I do know is, now that we know Profit Orbs is not the event currency for Black Friday, is you can spend all those orbs on ticks when it comes out in a fortnight, in 2 weeks' time, right? There's just no shame about it. Just use all 320 orbs and get your ticks copies. Because there's just... they might use Profit Orbs for Christmas as a 2-week event or Chinese New Year, but you should have rebuilt it by then, hopefully, right? So Black Friday, not Profit Orb event. It says here, Heroic Summons event. So that pretty much, I talked about the calendar of things to come. That pretty much confirms the calendar I had laid out in my video 2 weeks ago, or like last Friday, right? I basically said, based on, if we follow how the events have come out, we're going to get the new Fortress Hero next week as a Halloween event. Confirm, check, so I was right about that, which means following Friday, first week of November, ticks, check. Then you're going to get Wishing Coins Gem Box on Friday the 13th of November. Then Imps Monopoly, Thanksgiving, 11:20 here. Imps Monopoly, so they confirm Thanksgiving will be Imps Monopoly. And the week following that, if you follow the pattern of events, it's Scrolls, which they confirm here. Black Friday, Scrolls, right? It won't be a new hero, it'll just be Scrolls. And then the profit orb after that is Flora, followed by Christmas. Christmas will be when the new Dark Hero drops. That's a Scroll event. So that all nicely sort of comes together. They don't need to reshuffle events. So the last thing they sort of did was, well, at the end of each interview segment, they had 3 guests on. They sort of drew prizes, and these are just prizes we're all going to get apparently tomorrow. Don't beat me up if we don't, but this is what they said. This is what the translator told me. So tomorrow we're going to get like 1,800 gems, maybe more. We're going to get 5 times 6, 30 scrolls. We're going to get 18 profit orbs, just free, right? So everyone's going to get that. On top of that, we're going to get 18 feathers. And so shortly after the event, like I said, I think the prize drawing was rigged. They've already pre-programmed it, so they sort of, even though it seemed kind of random, they rigged it in such a way that they were knew of the outcome. But this code here, which you can enter in right now, if you enter it in, you're gonna get 18 feathers. I don't actually know what this 11 to 59 means. That could be the expiry date, but if you watch this video, enter it now. Just get your feathers before the damn code expires, because this could mean it expires in a week, right? So that's great. 18 feathers, fantastic. Anyway, that's the video. You didn't miss out on anything if you didn't watch, but if you wanted to hear the summary, that was the summary. Thanks for watching and have a great weekend.